Transgender streamer under fire once again after admitting to sponsoring DIY hormone directory access by minors. By the Publica. What is the Publica, you may wonder? It's owned by the Quartering and some other. I feel really bad. I don't know her name. I think it's a woman that did a partnership with Hambly, and it's now the Publica. And after 2 years, they have picked up the Keffel story that's been on the Kiwi Farms for a long time. Let's read it. I'm sure that this will be fascinating, chat. And we'll fact check this as we do, as citizen journalists. A transgender Twitch streamer is under scrutiny once again after a popular YouTuber put out a call for more information on his shady past. Oh my God, Amy Ham. What is it with people named Ham? Why is there a Jeremy Hambley and then a completely different woman named Amy Ham? Does Jeremy only hire people who have pork products in their name? Is this how this works? Maybe Ethan Robb can be for the Publica. He says, or she says, Clara Sorrenti, also known by the moniker Keffals, has previously been accused of defrauding donors and grooming minors. On February 17th, Mutahar, a Toronto-based YouTuber with over 3 million subscribers, made a post on X calling for individuals with information on Sorrenti to come forward. Mutahar's concern was primarily with the allegations that Sorrenti had scammed his followers out of $100,000. I really hate when they don't clarify that it's Canadian dollars, so it's like it doesn't count. It's irresponsible. 100,000 Canadian and donations after claiming his life was at risk in his home city of London, Ontario, due to transphobic lowercase I internet trolls. Come on, it's a proper noun. There's only one of them. Until it splits up into little pieces, it's an uppercase I. I don't care what the AP News guidelines say. It's a proper noun. So this is why we got to review articles, chat. We have to provide constructive feedback. This is Mutahar saying that he's interested in some information. So the streamer launched the fundraiser in August of 2020 or 2022 after claiming he was swatted, a term referred to the weaponized hoax in which a perpetrator calls a non-existent emergency of 911. In which case, I think in Canada they use a different number, but that's the gist of it. In a tearful video on the incident, Sorrenti claimed he was awoken by an officer holding an assault rifle to his face, and goes on to say he was misgendered and called by his birth name multiple times during the process. This is actually not true. I mean, the claim is true, yes, but I wonder if they explain that. Yeah, they do. Okay, the police are not like the police thoroughly, like the chief of police of the entire city went line by line through this claim and systematically debunked every single thing that Keffals had said. Like everything from there was not a no knock entry. They didn't kick the door down. They did show up with the armed police, but the weapons were like holstered and shit. And it was just like every single thing that Keffals had said was a lie, just outright. Sorrenti blamed the swatting on transphobia and tried to tie it to users of an online forum known as the Kiwi Farms, which they linked the ST site. Oh my God. Now we're talking, chat. Now we're talking. As reported by Redux in 2022, London police denied Sorrenti's version of events, saying they had knocked on Sorrenti's front door and had been allowed inside. Nevertheless, Sorrenti went on to leverage the story to raise money to move away from London and to launch a lawsuit against police. True. Began a mass campaign with the intention of having Kiwi Farms removed from the lowercase I internet. Which one? I'm assuming that they mean the internet, but if that is the case, then yes, that's also true. At the time, some speculated that Sorrenti had an ulterior motive for wanting Kiwi Farm scrubbed, noting that the website contained incriminating allegations involving inappropriate interaction between Sorrenti's and minors. According to Kiwi Farm's users, Sorrenti reportedly sent kink collars and treat boys, as well as helping them access illegal and homemade hormones. True. Though supposedly estrogen is not illegal to buy, it's just illegal to send without like the FDA. That's what they say anyways. I've seen the term gray market used, and I think that's appropriate. Users in the thread dedicated to correcting Sorrenti's claim explained how they printed a website called Do-It-Yourself Hormone Replacement Therapy Directory. According to Kiwi Farms users, a friend of Sorrenti named Chloe Elsevier Solanders, also known as Bob Posting, runs this website. And then they link to the thread itself. Wow. Joshua Moon, the administrator of the Kiwi Farms, has repeatedly drawn attention to the site's extensive archive of Sorrenti's questionable behavior. And this is a post I made, and it was basically just a single statement about all of Keffel's drama, condensed as tightly as I could. And then in reply to this, I linked all the sources. Like every single word in this is cited in like a long post or long form response to this after this. Then, in addition to illicit hormone scandal, Kiwi pharmaceuticals have also mockingly exposed Sorrenti's alleged history. And this is the best part. In under the name Queen Clara, Sorrenti was specifically involved in fart fetish, which he purportedly didn't succeed in due to accusations from viewers that he had faked his flatulence by using a whoopee cushion. Very close to being true. However, it's actually, he just made farty noises with his mouth, I believe. He didn't actually use a whoopee cushion. It was never explained if he used a whoopee cushion or just made farty noises with his mouth. But fake farts is now officially journalistic material. Members of the streaming community have similarly accused Sorrenti of other misconduct, including using money he raised on the GoFundMe to buy drugs after he admitted to having a substance use disorder and using it to vacation to Ireland. True. All of this. No lawsuit was ever filed. True. But it's worth mentioning that Keffals did file a human rights tribunal report, but those are free. They're like specifically developed to be free and accessible to people who don't have a lot of money. Ask Jonathan Yaniv, who was famous for abusing them. The renewed controversy has resulted in Sorrenti locking his ex account, but prior to doing so, he tepidly admitted that he sponsored a DIY hormone replacement therapy source. In another post, he claims he would own up to the fact he's obviously made mistakes. Yeah, mostly very true. So, I mean, and this, like, I don't know, Keffel, like, when this was happening, when the Keffel shit was happening, I remember, like, being staggered by this silence of people on the right, because you can't ask for a better example of a better negative example of transgender shit than Keffals. Keffals hits every single mark. Like, not only, like, not just excusing, like, not excusing, but not even considering sending collars to boys, being involved in using fund his sex change operation, being a literal communist that was kicked out of the Communist Party for, like, theft, if I remember correctly. Like, even cutting all that shit out, all the Catboy Ranch shit out, Keffals is so innately hateable. There is something about the way that he talks and the way that he carries himself and the way that he interacts with people, which is just like such an inherently charisma vacuum, like negative charisma. Every time he rolls like a challenge, like a social challenge, he loses because he's just, for whatever reason, every time he speaks, it's like the worst fucking thing ever. And he's so infinitely hateable that even if he did have a squeaky clean pass, everyone would fucking hate this guy. But then you factor in like all the shit he's actually done that's documented, that he's bragged about, that you can archive him publicly saying that he's done. It should have been a no-brainer. It should have been a thing in 2022. But people were so afraid of saying anything pro Kiwi Farms that they just didn't. And now it's been like a year and a half, right? And I think that the difference between 2022 and 2023, besides Elon Musk acquiring Twitter and making it safer to say things that, you know, people might find disagreeable, it's also, I think that the accusations of swatting have like cooled off. Like in the year and a half of Drop Kiwi Farms and Liz Fong Jones, not once ever has anything swatting related ever been tied to the Kiwi Farms. And now with Tor Swats in jail, like, I'm sure the swatting shit is going to die off real fucking fast because he's not doing it anymore. And it's like, I think a lot of people would just assume if the swatting shit was actually true, the website would be down. You know, people would have gone to jail over it and said nothing's happened. I don't know. Better late than never, I gotta say. I'm a little bit frustrated that nobody ever publicly stuck their neck out for us before it was politically expedient to do so. But I'm not gonna look a gift horse in the mouth, so to speak. There's that. I already read that. Oh, okay. So this happened just today. Keffals ran 2 Discords. He ran the Keffel Cord, which was like a public, like open community Discord server, and then he runs the Catboy Ranch, which is private invite only. So the public Keffels Discord server is being deleted. This person has gone to great lengths to archive the entire Discord for the Kiwi Farms, but he's deleting the public Discord, and he's moving all the integrations and stuff to Catboy Ranch. So Catboy Ranch is still there. It still operates. It's invite only, cloak and dagger. Only Keffals and Keffals' friends are allowed inside, and that's where he's hiding now. So he's been bullied off Twitter. He even got, I don't have this lined up directly, but Keffals was getting, like, Keffals quit Twitter and then moved to Blue Sky, which is Jack Dorsey's new gay dating website. And I guess he just thought that being on Blue Sky would immunize him from any kind of criticism. But even the trolls on Blue Sky are like, bro, you're sending dirty estrogen vials to kids. We don't want you here. You're an active detriment to our cause. You make us look like gross weirdos. And he was crying about that on Blue Sky, getting bullied. To the point where Brianna Wu had to step in and help Keffals make a block list. So they're already like getting set. They're trying to get set in on Blue Sky, but like the fun of Twitter was that they could inflict their bullshit thoughts on other people who don't agree with them. What's the point of being in like an isolated hug box where everyone already agrees with you all the time anyways? Like that's not as exciting. The whole point of being a tranny is being able to force people to listen to your gay bullshit, you know, and shooting their kids up with estrogen. So he's kind of dipping his toes back into Twitter, so he might end up on Twitter again in the future. We'll find out. We'll see in a little bit. But there's one more thing with this, and that is, this is just the kind of lies that Keffals makes constantly, just constantly. And there's nobody ever there to just like call him out on this gay that he does continuously. He says, it's incredibly fucked up. When I was thwarted, the thwatter mentioned Catboy Ranch and giving children Catboy collars in the email where they impersonated me and said they were going to shoot up City Hall. It was all Kiwi Farms misinfo. Now H3H3 fans are regurgitating it. Number one, there are pictures, there are tweets from Twitter accounts that Keffals admits Keffals ran that showed him sending specifically tagged collars. It had usernames on it to people, and we could find people that Keffals interacted with in public who were under 18 and were doing the femboy tummy shit. Like, we have all of this. It's not misinfo. It's you posted it on Twitter in public. It's not a stretch of the imagination. It was not something that had to be invented from, you know, wholesale from nothing to be published. You made it. But then what's really weird is that when I read this, my immediate thought was, we have that email. Keffals posted that email somewhere, and it did not mention that collar. I know this. I remember this very vividly because I was involved. I don't know if you remember this, but I was actually involved in the fallout of all this. And I was thinking, surely this can be debunked. But sure enough, Dynastia knew exactly where this archive was, and I can show that this is bullshit. So this is Keffals posting the email. The email that got me swatted was finally obtained. And this is the email. This is pretending to be Keffals apparently, and was sent to a bunch of different people, including members of parliament in Canada. I've had enough of you anti-transgenders being in positions of power and oppressing us. You finally broke me, you cisgendered transphobic a-holes. When this is over, this entire city will remember my name. I have my transphobic mother today. Today I'll be going out to City Hall and shoot every cisgendered person I see with a gun I illegally acquired. So, no, we have from the news, directly from the police, the email that was sent to trigger the police investigation. And nowhere does it mention the Catboy collar. So when Keffals says that it mentions the Catboy Ranch and giving Catboy collars an email, I can literally, demonstrably, factually prove in a way that is undeniable to everybody that that is a fucking lie. And Keffals has no issue making lies like that all the fucking time, which is why everyone hates him. This is why Keffals has not a single real friend in the entire world. Even poor Tipster, who gave up anime for his queen, will one day stab Keffals in the back when the expose videos come out, and then he'll be like, "Oh, I didn't know any of this. Oh my god, I thought it was just Kiwi Farms misinfo." Like, he fucking knows, but he won't admit it until it becomes undeniable for him, and then he'll try to save his own ass. But I can just prove. So this is the fake farts, Queen Keffals, and he's hiding out on Blue Sky now in his super secret Discord. He's kind of got that Shaun of the Dead mentality. So here's what we'll do: we'll go to the Catboy Ranch. We'll watch some Twitch debates. We'll crack open a cold HRT, and we'll wait for this whole thing to blow over. That's what he's hoping for. We'll just wait for this whole thing to blow over, and I don't know if it will, because ignore him, he'll go away, bro. I don't want him to go away. I want Keffals to continue to parade around in public, being a laughing stock to everybody, because you literally cannot ask for a better representation of the transgender community in a negative way than Keffals. He's every single thing that every single person on this planet hates, and he is a active detriment to his cause. I want Keffals to loudly and proudly stay around, say all the dumb that he wants to say forever and ever, amen, and actively make things worse for other until this whole thing blows over, to be quite honest with you. So there you go. I do have a Reddit thing, so let me pull out the Reddit content real quick. Oh, I'm an idiot. I thought I was winding down. I completely forgot